Alright, so we're in the middle of our duel, so what we're going to do is we're going to test out this weapon. So how we're going to go and do this is we're going to start off by firing simple from the hip. We're going to unload an entire clip using just Hipfire, and then we're going to load another clip, using the sights. So here we go with just Hipfire.
That was fun.
So as you can tell, this weapon is deadly accurate. I mean, within the first shot, I was able to take him down, and that was just from the hip. So really, there is no need to show the accuracy. I guess we can go ahead and zoom in. As you can tell, there's really not a lot of movement. If anything, there's very little sway with this weapon. I mean, this weapon is very good, very effective, and it seems to do its job quite well. But again, I do have to tell you, I am 6 levels above erratic. So
Alright, so I'm looking at the Purging TMP that we were just talking about. I'm going Hipfire to just kind of test out how it does on its own. Alright, so an entire clip, I think I hit him once.
twice,
So
actually.
here's the aim fire. Okay, so I took him down pretty fast with the aimed fire. Hip fire, not so much. You're not going to want to mess with that. But as far as the Blackoff goes, I mean, it's not a bad weapon. It's definitely got a high capacity and decent aim. I mean, he's 6 levels above me, and I damn near killed him with one clip. So, something to be said about Blackoff weapons. Waykro?
Alright. So up next we have the Blackoff Vengeful Anarchist. This is the one weapon that I said was very much based off of Russian, I guess, Russian influence. So I'm going to go ahead and hip fire. And like a Russian weapon, not very accurate. So I'm going to go ahead and go into scope fire. So
Come and get it!
it has a very high kick. That's one thing I've noticed. It has a very, very high kick. But it seems to do pretty well with it when you're shooting, you know, from the scope. So if you want to maybe perhaps do long range, then this would probably be the weapon for you. But as far as I say short to mid range, you'd be better off just maybe using a shotgun or an assault rifle. But as far as this pistol, this seems to be made for longer distances and high fire rate. So
Alright, so here is the Bandit Mag. I think there's more to it, but that name is really long. Anyways, this thing's got 70 rounds in a magazine. We're going to start with Hipfire and see if I can even hit Waykro. Here we go. There's 1, 2.
So, yeah, I need to go use restroom.
Yeah, that took a
Pretty
while.
much, yeah, that was pretty much a long thing, and it barely hit me. It hit me maybe twice.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times. I watched your shield drop, I think 3 times in 70 bullets. So that's 67 misses. So, that's a lot of misses. Husbands are pretty pissed. Anyways, here is aimed fire. And I'm going to do my best to try to keep it on target.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Alright,
nice.
so
Nice.
I have 6 bullets left out of 70. So that's, oh god, how much? 64 rounds missed?
You've got troubles, Mac.
That's crap, because if he had been firing at me at level 26, I'd be dead. So, can I kill him? Yes. If he's shooting back? Definitely not. So, I would never use this pistol unless in close quarters. You know, such as a tight dungeon somewhere where there's a lot of bandits and not much room to move. It's a wall of bullets. It still fires really slow, but if you add Axton's turret to it or use the gunzerker mode, maybe a couple grenades, create enough confusion that the bandits aren't really organized and all firing at you at once, this could be a decent weapon, but it takes a lot of work to make it work. If you're into that kind of challenge, have at it, man. I'm more about scoped and dropped, you know what I mean? One less to worry about. Waykrow?
Alright, so up next I have the Doll twin repeater. Pretty much this is the pistol that has a really cool camo color on it, and so I'm going to go ahead and start firing from the hip. So as you can tell, not very accurate. How many times do you think I hit you? Do you say I hit you?
I believe I felt that twice.
Twice. I mean, granted, I am more powerful than he is, so it did do a lot of. It took his shields down and some of his health, but it wasn't really that effective. So up next we have the. We're gonna start aiming down the sights or the scope here, and we're gonna start firing. As you can tell, there's a little bit of waver here, which at a range like this could actually be a definitive advantage or disadvantage. So here we go. Ooh. And as you can tell, even though he is 6 levels less than I am, I was not able to defeat him because this weapon's shot pattern was horrible. I guess the waving here that I have, the little wave pattern that I have going on here, is actually very bad. And when I do fire, the recoil is a very, very, very bad. Is very bad with this weapon, and so it really just ruined my shots. So I don't know if using this pistol actually just in general I wouldn't do unless you're fighting maybe enemies that are weak, weaker than you. Necessarily, I don't believe. Let me check here. It does not have really any special abilities, explosives, incendiary, or anything of that kind of stature. So there's really no point of actually having it. If anything, I would say just skip. If you do get this weapon within the gold chest, and yeah, that was disappointing actually. But if you get this in a gold chest, you'd probably just be better off selling it. Or maybe if you do want to use it, maybe it's the most powerful repeater you have, save it for an emergency. As far as having it as a primary weapon or using it in some sort of combat situation, right off the bat, I would strongly disadvise to that. I would say don't do it. So alright folks, well thanks a lot for watching. This has been the second episode of the Gold Chest Gun Showcase. As you can tell, there were a lot of good weapons and there were some that weren't quite so well. So hopefully when we reach level 30 we will be able to show you some better weapons. Hopefully it won't all be pistols, because every time we seem to draw it was either a pistol or a mod of some sort, like the grenade mod or the shield. So hope to see you at level 30. I would like to thank Iredic for joining me today. My name is Waykrow, and I'm signing off.